The Mandalorian is the new Disney Plus show. It apparently came out this morning at 3 a.m., but I downloaded Disney Plus last night at 10 o'clock in preparation to watch it in the morning, and I got in no problem, and I watched the show last night at 10. It was amazing. That first of all, I had no interest in getting Disney Plus at all. I was like, screw these greedy sons of guns. Disney, they are so money hungry. These guys are all Mickey Mouse on the streets and all Mick Scrooge in the sheets.
Yeah, that's a good comparison.
Thank you. So I was not ready to shell out more money for another monthly service. But I'll tell you, I was pleasantly surprised. It's only $6 a month. I was like, okay, that's fine. I log in there. There's actually a lot of good stuff there, including the entire National Geographic catalog, which is really cool. And honestly, they've got all their movies and shit. I don't really care about that stuff. But I put on the first episode of The Mandalorian, and I'm going to tell you guys the honest truth. I'm a lukewarm Star Wars fan. All the new Star Wars, I really don't like that much. They're kind of campy and stupid and lame. The original Star Wars I like very much. This is the most Star Wars thing I've seen since the original films. Everything about it is Star Wars. The universe, the vibe, the feeling, the character, the production value was insanely high. Mm-hmm. The practical effects, like there's just, I'm not going to do any spoilers here, but
movie level for a series.
It's high. It's like high cutting edge movie level. Like the prosthetics and the practical effects, like of that green alien in the beginning. I was like, dude, this looks insane. I was so impressed, and I got to tell you guys the honest truth here. I gave it a 10 out of 10. The first step, I loved everything about it. It was fun. It was Star Wars as hell. The movie looked amazing. It felt.
It's not a movie.
Show.
The show. It was so incredible. It was so beautiful. The pacing was great. The characters was great. There's like a robot in there, which is the first robot I've actually liked since the original. You know, all these new sequels, they're just trying so hard to force all these Star Wars tropes. Like here's Jar Jar Binks. He's like the new Wookiee. And here's three. What was the name of the little droid in the new ones?
Oh, BB-8.
Here's BB-8. He's a cute, kawaii robot. It's like they try so hard to hit all these tropes from the original, but it ends up so forced, in my opinion. Here they've got a robot that feels Star Wars and original, and he's funny and awesome, and I was like, dude, I love this robot. Mm-hmm. It's so sick. The character, I mean, everything about this, they nailed everything. And
it takes a minute to get into it for someone like me, I feel like. I wasn't sure at first.
Hila fell asleep.
I did fall asleep. But then we watched again here in the morning.
You were tired. You were already
I'm a mom.
Yeah, I know, but like.
But I did love that part with the robot.
Yeah.
I'm sold. I'm in.
So I thought it was fantastic, and I can't wait to see where the series goes.
I love the production. It looks amazing.
But it was very rewarding, too. Like, a lot of the first episodes are just kind of like, they just lackluster. They just don't take you there. But this episode not only delivered on everything else, it took me there. Mm-hmm. It delivered, and it got me excited and pumped for this series. It just gets better and better as the episode goes on. I loved it. I'm in. I'm a Mandalorian. I'm a bounty hunter. I'm going to go put on my mask, and I'm never going to take it off, and I'm going to go hunt Bradberries. Your guys' thoughts?
Back here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked it too. I wouldn't, like, I guess my only reservation, which it didn't ruin it for me at all, but yeah, I mean, it like you said, they're clearly trying to hit the vibes of the original trilogy much more than the prequels or whatever, the sequel trilogy, I guess you'd call it, the new ones. At times I kind of felt like it was trying a little too hard because, like, there are so many references to the original movies. Just in, I mean, what was it, a half hour? And, like, they were coming so fast that at times it was just like, oh, there's another, you know, it felt a
like
little.
What?
Well, just like the aliens in the towns or whatever. I mean, there was like the dude with the elephant nose.
Yeah.
And they're using like the exact same sound effects from A New Hope. And when he shows up at the door, it's like the little Jabba palace, like little eyeball thing comes out.
It didn't bother me. Those are small details.
This
Just a little fan service.
I guess that's what it is. It was a little heavy on the fan service. It didn't ruin it for me at all, and I agree. Like I loved it. I thought it was and just as far as like a pilot for a television show, one of the best pilots I've seen in a long time. Like in terms of what a pilot's supposed to do, sucking you in, getting you hooked on and interested to see where it goes next. Blah blah blah. So yeah, I mean, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. You heard it from Dan.
Knock it a couple points just for the overindulgence of the fan service.
9 out of 10 is a strong grade.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much the same as you. I loved Star Wars growing up. The prequels I kind of liked when I was a kid, but wasn't super hot on them. And then I really have not loved these new movies at all.
Well, the first one I liked. The last one was just dog shit. It was just dog shit.
Dog shit, yeah.
The blue tit milk, throwing the lightsaber. I didn't even want to get into it because it gets me so upset. It's just awful.
Yeah, and but so I went in with fairly low expectations, but
I did too.
But I had heard I've got a buddy who actually worked on it, and he wasn't, he was very tight-lipped. He's under NDA and couldn't really say anything, but he had told me, he was like, this show's going to be good, trust me. And he was right. It was fucking good. So
I thought it was...
Didn't you say that it's like the highest budget?
So it's like...
It's about on par with the last season of Game of Thrones.
What's the budget per episode, Dan?
I think it was like 12.5
million. I'm impressed that they're able to...
Wasn't Westworld like in that budget too?
Westworld was up there, but not quite that high. But the last season of Game of Thrones and this stupid show that, I mean, I guess it's not stupid. A lot of people watch it, but this show, The Crown. I don't know if you guys have watched
What
it.
is that? How was that show getting that
For whatever
budget?
reason,
It's
that show
Netflix.
has an absolutely insane budget.
Netflix just diarrhea's money.
Yeah,
I mean, I know people liked it, but how is The Crown on the same budget level as Game of Thrones and Star Wars? What'd they spend money on? Did they buy real crowns?
And I remember we talked about this last time this came up, and randomly the show ER back in the day was also like, because I think they were paying George Clooney like $3 million an episode or something insane to be on that show. So that's up there with the highest too. But yeah, I mean, the thing is that I think this is probably the most expensive first season of a show ever, because usually a show has to be a hit before they're willing to put this much money into it. But I think they were so confident that it was going to be good that they just dumped money on it.
I think Westworld is too in that range.
It's up there.
It's $100 million for the first season.
Wow.
And how many?
And
It was like 10
the first
episodes?
pilot was $25 million.
Whoa!
But then the per episode, it's like between 8 and 10.
I wonder if
Right,
they
so
got
it's
the
floating
return
around.
on Westworld, if it got them the results they were looking. I thought that show was fantastic.
love it.
I love it, yeah. Well, anyway, we are digressing. The Mandalorian is great. Disney did it. They got me interested in Disney Plus, which I never in a million years thought would ever be a case.
Is this your low-grade cosplay of the Mandalorian?
I'm a Mandalorian now. I'm
Mandalorian.
bounty hunting, and I am looking for
Very cool.
to smelt some metal to put on my shoulder and upgrade my status. Zach and Ian, share your thoughts if you would.
I thought it was phenomenal. I'd give it a 10 out of 10.
Damn.
Very good,
Damn.
Zach.
And you know Ian's got to do it to you.
Now, Ian's the hater, as usual, so let's hear what the hater has to say out of the bunch.
I don't mean to be a hater all the time. I don't want to be.
It's fine. We need the devil's advocate, as Dan likes to point out.
F tier, easy. I didn't say that. That wasn't me.
You gave it an F?
That
was a sound bite.
I hate the sound bites so much. I'm going to go D.
A D.
Why don't you guys just talk to the robot? Like, what's the point? I'm
got
going
an
A
Ian
too.
robot.
See, it's going.
So you gave it an A.
I just talked to the AI, Ian. It's fine.
Go ahead though. Tell me what you actually thought.
It just felt a little kind of shallow to me, a little bit. It felt kind of like traveling through a ride at Disneyland, and you're seeing really cool stuff.
That's what I
but
thought too.
and I love going on those rides and things like that. That's how it feels. But I don't really feel connected to anybody on this show. And maybe that's something to do with the helmet. because I'm not seeing an actor expressing emotion and all that, but it felt kind of like cartoony almost in a way that isn't really my type of stuff, but I see why people like it, and it looks really good.
I
So.
can see it both ways. I feel like Ian, and then I can also see the excitement.
I mean, it's a little corny. I acknowledge that, but I mean, so is the original Star Wars. Go back and watch that. You know what I mean?
I mean, he does have a point in that in this pilot, the main character does not get an enormous amount of characterization. I mean, there's one. I guess we should be. If you really don't want spoilers, you should probably. I mean, we're not going to explicitly talk
No,
about
don't
stuff.
say any spoil. We're good already. You don't have to spoil.
Well,
anything.
okay. So there's a little bit of a flashback sequence that happens that hints that we're going to get some more story from him. But it's true. He's pretty much a blank slate even at the end.
And that
of this
flashback
episode.
thing felt so lazy. I feel like I've seen that like 50
The flashback was
times.
kind of.
Oh, it's very tropey. It's very tropey, but so was the original Star Wars, and that's kind of the thing. I don't necessarily dock it for that because this felt like it was trying to be a space western, in the same way that the original was trying to be a space like a Buck Rogers, 1930s space adventure thing. And so on that level, I mean, yeah, it felt like a cool western to me. But we'll have to see where the rest. I mean, it's the first episode.
It's the first episode.
So we'll see how the rest of it goes.
I personally didn't have a problem with the helmet. I like seeing I like the whole thing that they've got going on. Those Mandalorians. I identify with that. I feel that it's. I like the mystery. There's so much to learn about him and the Mandalorians. I think they're cool bounty hunters, and probably beautiful souls. And I would like to join their race of Mandalorian bounty hunters.
Totally.
With that being said, I think that completes our review of The Mandalorian. So,
Check it out.
yeah, I think it was great. And you feel free to pirate it, too. It's not a big deal. You don't have to get Disney+. Plus.
Did you like the look of Disney Plus, the layout? And
Yeah, it seemed fine. I mean, I didn't explore it that much. I just clicked Mandalorian.
Their
and
video
exited.
player crashed one of our computers when we were trying to play.
Really?
earlier.
I heard a lot of people were having trouble.
Really? Okay. I was wondering
I
if it
saw-
was just a fluke, but we even rebooted the computer. We were trying to watch it on the TV out here in the control room, and every time we would open their video player, the computer would go nuts and start turning off monitors. And
yeah,
stuff.
when I went on Twitter earlier, it was like Disney Plus fail
Yes.
was trending.
Huh.
or something.
Okay, so I guess it wasn't just us.
That's what I saw. I don't know if it's just that they have a lot of traffic or what. I mean, like I said, I didn't expect to be able to watch it yesterday at 10 p.m. It was fantastic.
I think it was
We got
just
lucky
certain
somehow.
Yeah.
city. I think L.A. for whatever reason they launched it early here.
Well, anyway, yeah, bootleg it. I don't give a shit. Just it's good. Watch it. They're not sponsoring me. Pirate that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Don't do that.
What I paid for it.
Right.
It's
Make sure
almost-
you use ExpressVPN when you.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dan. Way to tie it in. If you're gonna pirate it, use ExpressVPN because those Disney guys are fucking crazy, man. They will come after you.